Good day, everyone. So let's continue our discussion about the decimals. So our objective for the continuation of our lesson in decimal first is we are going to convert decimals into fraction and percentage and vice versa. Okay, so let me show you the relationship among the fractions, the decimals, and percent. So given a fraction, we can convert that into decimal, and on the decimal we can convert that into percent, and percent to decimal, decimal to fraction, fraction to percent, and percent to fractions. Okay, so let's have first the conversion of fraction to decimal. Okay, so example number one. So given that we have 3 over 8, okay, the first thing that we are going to do is to divide 8 to 3. So we have 8, 3. So 8 divided by 3 cannot be, so we're going to put decimal point and add 0. So 8 divided by 30 will have 3. 3 times 8, we have 24. Then subtract them. 30 minus 24, you will get 6. Then since you cannot divide 8 to 6, so you will add another 0. So bring it down. Then 8 divided by 60, you will have 7. Then 7 times 8, the answer is 56. Then subtract it, the answer is 4. Then you cannot divide 8 to 4, so add another 0. Then 8 divided by 40 is 5. 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract, the answer is 0. So 3 over 8 is equal to 0.375. Okay, this decimal is an example of terminating decimal. Again, when we say terminating decimal, it has an end and countable. The decimals are countable. Okay, let's have another example. Let's have 3, 1 over 10. So as you can see, the example in number 1 is just a fraction. There's no whole number. While on the second example, we have a combination of a fraction and a whole number. So this is a mixed number. So first thing that we're going to do is just stay the whole number. Let's just focus on the fraction itself. So we need to convert 1 over 10 into decimal, then add the whole number. Okay, so same process. So we're just going to divide 10. So 1. So since it cannot be, add 0. So 10 divided by 10 is 1. Then 1 times 10 is 10. Then subtract it equals 0. So si 1 over 10 is 0.1. So since meron tayong whole number, you just add. So 3.1. Okay, so 3 and 1 over 10 is equal to 3.1. Again, this is another example of terminating decimal. Or we have the other way around on how we are going to answer this one. We're just convert this mixed number to improper. So let's have 3 times 10 is 30 plus 1 is 31. So 31 over 10. Then divide it. 10 divided by 31. So 10 divided by 31 is 3. 3 times 10 is 30. Subtract, we will have 1. So since we cannot divide it, we're going to add 0. Then bring that 0 down. Then 10 divided by 10 is 1. Then 1 times 10 is 10. Then subtract it 0. So same, but different solution. So any of the solution will be accepted. Okay, let's have example number 3. Okay, let me circle first. Let's put this green. Then circle it. Okay, let's have number 3. Next, we have 1/3. Okay, so same process. Let's have divided. So 1. Let me correct my this one class. Okay, so 3 divided by 1, it cannot be, so add tayo ng 0. Then 3 divided by 10, we have 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract it, we will have 1. Add ulit tayo ng 0. Then, as you can see, class, no, umuulit ng umuulit. Okay? Hindi siya mag-end. Lagi tayong magbabarrow ng 0. Tapos, ganun ulit. 10 minus 9 is equal to 1. Tapos, add ka ulit ng 0. So, ang napapansin nyo, class, so it is non-terminating and repeating. So, therefore, stop na tayo dyan kasi alam naman natin na umuulit na siya. So, 1/3 is equal to 0.3. Tapos, may bar sa taas. So, ibig sabihin ng bar sa taas, repeating number siya and non-terminating. Okay? So, this example is called non-terminating, and repeating decimal. Okay, so once na nakita niyo yung pattern, stop na kayo ng class kasi babalik kayo ng babalik, hindi tayo mag-i-end. Okay, so now let's proceed to vice versa. Okay, let's have decimal to fraction. Okay, so let's have decimal to fraction. Okay, let's have number 1. Let's have an example. Let's have number 1. Let's have 0.375. Okay, the easiest way on how we are going to convert this one is you have to count how many numbers in the decimal. So we have 1, 2, 3. So tatlong 0. Then you copy nyo yung number. We have 375. Then simplify. What is the greatest common factor of 375 and 1,000? The greatest common factor is 125. Then divide both of that to numerator and denominator. And then you will get the simplest form, which is 3/8. Okay? Let's have another example. Let's have 3.1. Okay, let me change the color of my pen. Let's have number 2, 3.1. So as you can see, ilan lang yung decimal number na nasa right side. Ilang number lang? Isa. So, 10. Copy nyo si 1. Then you will get 1/10. Then copy nyo lang yung 3 na whole number. So you will have 3 and 1/10. Okay po? Or you can convert this into improper if you want. If you convert this into improper, you will get 31/10. So it's either of the two will be accepted. Okay, let's have number 3. So we have 0.333. So as you can see, it is repeating. So if you're going to convert that, as I've said on the first part of the decimal discussion, ilan yung umuulit? Isa. So isang 9 lang isusulat. Tapos ano yung naulit na number? That is in the numerator. Kung ano yung naulit na number, yun yung ilalagay sa numerator. Since ang naulit na number ay 3, so si 3 lang. Then get the greatest common factor, which is 3, and you will get 1/3. Okay? So, easy lang naman class mag-convert ng fraction to decimal and vice versa. As long as you know how to divide and you know how to do the easiest way. Okay? Let's have another one. Let's have decimal to percent. Okay. So, if you're going to convert a decimal to percent, all you have to do is to multiply it by 100. Or, let me write here. The first step that you're going to do is to multiply the decimal by 100. Or, you just move the decimal point twice to the right. Okay? Let's have an example. And next, step 2, add percent sign. Okay, let's have an example. Let's have 0.375. So, you have to convert it into percent. First, nagagawin natin, the easiest one is move the decimal point twice to the right. So, we have 0.375, move it twice to the right. So, 1, 2. So, we will get 37.5. Then, add percent sign. Okay. Let's have another one. Let's have 3.1. So, move the decimal twice to the right. So, we have 3.1, 1, 2. So, add ka ng 0. So, we will have 310%. 310%. Okay, next. Let's have number 3. We have 0.3. May bar sa taas, so meaning umuulit siya. So, meaning 0.3333. So on and so forth. So, sabi dyan, move the decimal point twice to the right. So, 1, 2. So, we will have 33.3 bar sa taas, then percent sign. Okay? So, all you have to do, first step is multiply it by 100 or move the decimal point twice to the right, then add percent sign. Once the given is already in the decimal point and you're going to convert into percent, just move the decimal point twice to the right, then add the percent sign. Okay, now, let's do the vice versa. Let's have percent to decimal. So since it is vice versa, kung sa decimal to percent, you multiply 100 or you move the decimal point twice to the right, sa percent to decimal, you are going to, first, step 1, remove first the percent sign. Okay, then step 2, divide the decimal number by, or the given by 100, or just move the decimal point twice to the left. Okay? So, baliktad. Opposite sila, class, ha? Take note of that. Again, kapag decimal to percent, you have to move the decimal point twice to the right. Kapag percent to decimal, you have to move the decimal point twice to the left. Okay, let's apply. Let's have number 1. Let's have 37.5%. So, remove the percent sign. So, we will have 37.5. Then, move the decimal point twice to the left. So, 1, 2. So, we will have 0.375. Okay. Let's have another example. Let's have 310%. Remove the decimal sign. Remove the percent sign rather. Then, move the decimal point twice to the left. So, since nandito yung decimal point, so twice to the left, 1, 2. So, we will have 3.10, or we can write this as simply 3.1. Okay. Next, let's have number 3. Let's have 33.3. May bar sa taas, meaning infinite, and repeating. So, remove the percent sign. So, we have 33.3. Then, move the decimal point twice to the left, 1, 2. Then, we will get 0.3333. So on and so forth. Or simply, 0.3. Okay, let's have another example. What if the given is 12 and 1/4%? Okay, so we have two ways on how we are going to answer this one. The easiest one is that you know already that 1/4 is equivalent to 0.25. So all you have to do, since 12 is a whole number, so you just write 12.25. Since 0.25 is the 1/4 itself, then move the decimal point twice into the left. So 1, 2. So we will have 0.1225. The other way around is to convert this into into improper. So 12 times 4 plus 1, you will have 49. Okay, let me change the color of my pen. Again, 12 times 4 plus 1 is 49 all over 4. Then divide. So 4 divided by 49, you will have 1. 1 times 4 is 4. Subtract it, you will have 0. Bring down 9. And then 4 divided by 9 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, you will have 1. Then add ng 0. Because we cannot divide 4 to 1. Then 4 divided by 10, we'll have 2. 2 times 4, we have 8. Subtract it, you will have 2. Bring another 0. We have 20. Okay, let me write it class, no? Siso-siso na tayo. Okay, let me rewrite it para isang bagsak. Okay, again, we will have 49 divided by 4. So 1 times 4 is 4, then subtract it, we will have 0. So we have to bring down the 9. Then 4 divided by 9, you will have 2. Then 2 times 4 is 8. Then subtract it, you will have 1. Then add ka ng 0 kasi you cannot divide 4 sa 1. So add ka ng 0, then you bring down the 0. Then 4 divided by 10, you will have 2. 2 times 4, you will have 8. Then subtract it again. You will have 2. Then bring down 0 again. Kasi you cannot divide 4 sa 2. It cannot be. 4 is bigger than 2. Okay? So add 0. So now you can divide 4 sa 20 because 4 is less than 20. So 4 divided by 20, you will have 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Then you subtract it, you will have 0. So you will, as you can see here, class, we will get 12.25. So same process, the second step, you can divide it by 100 or just the easy one, move the decimal point twice to the left. So 1, 2. So you will get 0.1225. Okay, so that is decimal to percent and percent to decimal. The last one is fraction to percent. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do here, class, is first, we have to convert fraction to decimal. Okay, so we have to convert it. Once we convert it to decimal, once we convert the fraction to decimal, the second step now is to convert the decimal to percent. How can we convert that? Okay, we have to move the decimal point twice to the right. Twice to the right. Okay, kagaya ng ginawa natin dito, class. Decimal to percent, you just have to move the decimal point twice to the right and add percent sign. So if you're going to convert percent to decimal, you just have to move twice, the decimal point twice to the left naman. Okay? So balik tayo dito. Okay, let's have an example. Okay, let's have number 1. So we will have 3 over 8. So we need to convert this into decimal first. So 8 divided by 3. So it cannot be, add ka ng 0. 8 divided by 30 is 3. 3 times 4 is 3 times 8 is 24. Subtract this, we will have 6. Add ka ulit ng 0, then you bring down 0. Then 8 divided by 60, you will have 7. And 7 times 8 is 56. Then subtract it, you will have 4. Add ka ulit ng 0 because 8 is bigger than 4. Then bring down the 0. 8 divided by 40 is 5. Then 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract it, you will have 0. Okay, so we already have 0.375. Then move the decimal point to the right. So 1, 2. So we'll have 37.5. Okay, then add percent sign. Okay, I forgot to write here, class. Now, the third step would be add percent sign. Okay, so that is our answer, 37.5. So as you can see, class, yung mga given natin umuulit-ulit lang para makita nyo na flexible sila, para makita nyo yung relationship ng tatlo. Okay? Let's have the second example. Okay, let's have 1 and 1/2. Okay, so we need to convert 1 and 1/2 to decimal first. So as you can see, we have the whole number 1 and we have 1/2. And 1/2 is equal to 0.5. Okay, so kung alam nyo 0.5 na siya, so we can write that into 1.5. Then move the decimal point twice to the right. So we have 1, 2. So we will have 150, then add the percent sign. So 1 and 1/2, if we convert that into percent, we will have 150%. Okay, kagaya nga nasabi ko sa inyo kanina, class, you can convert this mixed number into improper. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So copy the denominator. So we'll have 3 halves. Then you divide it. So 2 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract it, you will have 1. Then add ka ng 0. It looks like 6. Let me change it. Add ka ng 0. Then 2 divided by 10 is 5. Then 5 times 2 is 10. Then 0. Then you will get 1.5. Then do the step 2. Okay, move the decimal point twice to the right. So 1, 2. Then add percent sign. So you will have 150%. It's either of these two solutions. You can do that, class. Okay, now let's do the vice versa. The percent to fraction. Percent to fraction. Okay, now first step is to remove the percent sign. Of course, remove the percent sign. Second step is convert the percent to decimal. Okay, how we are going to convert it? The easiest way is move the decimal point. Let me write it here. Move the decimal point twice to the left. Okay, then once you convert the percent to decimal, the next step would be you have to convert let me rewrite it. You have to convert the decimal to fraction. Okay, let's do this. Let's have an example. Let's have 25%. First thing that we're going to do, remove the percent sign. Okay, then convert the percent to decimal. So how we're going to convert it? Move the decimal point twice to the left. Okay, wait lang, class, ha. Lagyan ko lang to ng bracket. Ayan. Okay, so balik tayo dun. Okay, so move the decimal point twice to the left. So since ang decimal point mo ay nandito, twice to the left, 1, 2. So you will have 0.25. Okay, so once it is already in the decimal, convert it into fraction. So ilan ang nasa decimal number mo? Dalawa, si 2 and 5. So dalawang 0. Then ano yung nasa numerator mo? Kung ano yung nasa kung ano yung decimal point, kung ano yung decimal number rather, ayun yung nasa numerator. So since 25 yan, so 25. Then get the GC, the greatest common factor, which is 25. You will get 1/4. Okay. And next. Let's have number 2. Let's have 12%. Again, remove the percent sign. We have 12. Then, after that, move the decimal point twice to the left. So, 1, 2. So, we have 0.12. Then, convert it into fraction. How many decimal number? We have 2. So, 2 zeros. Ano yung decimal number? We have 12. Then, get the greatest common factor of 12 and 100. The greatest common factor is 4. Then, simplify. We will get 3 over 25. Okay? So, when you're converting fraction to percent, convert percent to decimal first. Then, once you convert into decimal, convert into percent sign. How you convert that? Move the decimal point twice to the right. Then, add percent sign. Kapag vice versa, first, you have to remove the first percent sign. Then, yung percent number, convert it into decimal. How you're going to convert it? Move the decimal twice to the left. Then once you convert it into decimal, convert it into fraction. Okay? Let's have a word problem. Okay, let me read it. Nemuel buys 3 pens where the price of each pen is 10.50 pesos. And for pencils, where the price of each pen is 5.75 pesos. If we get a discount of 10% in the total bill, how much does he have to pay? So, meron siyang 10% discount. So, first, let's list down our given. So, Nemuel buy 3 pens, and that 3 pens is equal to, or the price of the pen is 10.50 pesos each. Okay, so also, bumili rin siya ng 4 pencils, which cost of 5.75 each. Okay, and then, may marireceive siyang 10% discount. What we are looking for is that how much does he have to pay? Okay, let's have our solution. Okay, paano ba natin yan i-analyze? So, first thing that we are going to do is to know how much is the bill. Okay? So, for the 3 pens, so we just have to know the total price if ever na nung binili niya yung 3 pen. So, we have 10.50 times 3. So we will have 0 times 3, we'll have 0. 5 times 3, we have 15. 0 times 3 is 0. Plus 1 is 1. 1 times 3. Decimal point is 2. 1, 2. So 1, 2. So 31.50. Okay, next. So meron naman siya dun sa 4 pencil niya, it will cost 5.75. So, 4 pencil. Multiply it. 5 times 4, we have 20. 7 times 4 is 28 plus 2 is 30. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 3 is 23. How many decimal point? 1, 2. So, 1, 2. So, sa 4 na pen na binili niya, ang nagastos niya is 23. Okay. Now, we need to know the total bill. So, we have to add 31.50 plus 23. So, add lang tayo ng dalawang 0 para magka-align kasi addition tayo, class. So, let's add. So, we will have 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. Decimal point. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. So, ang total bill niya is 54.50. So, this is the total bill. Okay, now, para meron siyang 10% discount sa total bill niya. So, all we have to do is to get what is the 10% sa 54.50 pesos. So, we have to multiply. We all know that 10% is equivalent to 0.1 sa decimal. Okay? Again, paano ba tayo nagko-convert ng decimal to ng percent to decimal? All we have to do is to remove the percent sign. So, naging 10 na lang siya. Then, move the decimal point twice to the left. So, since nandito yung decimal point, so twice to the left. 1, 2. So we will have 0.10 or simply 0.1. Okay? So we have to multiply it 54.50 times uh, 0.1. Okay? So 0 times 1 or simply 0.1 na lang class. Kasi kapag 0, ganun din naman. 0 din naman yan. Lahat yan magsi-0. Okay, so 0.1 na lang para mas mabilis tayo. Okay, 0.0 times 1 is 0. 5 times 1 is 5. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay. Next. Five times, again, 0. Okay, 0 times 1 is 0. 5 times 1 is 5. 4, add tayo ng 0 class. Okay, anyway, let's proceed. 0 times 1 is 0. 5 times 1 is 5. 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 1 is 5. Okay? So anyway, kahit mag-add tayo ng 0 or hindi class, okay lang naman. So huwag na tayo mag-add ng 0. Okay. Later, I will show you paano pag in-add tayo ng 0 kung same answer pa rin ba. So anyway, let's proceed with this one. So how many decimal? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we will have 5.45 pesos. This is the 10% discount na makukuha niya. Okay? So, para malaman kung magkano yung babayaran niya, we have to subtract it dito sa total bill niya. Yung discount na 5.45. Ito yung 10% na discount niya. Okay, let's subtract it first. Sige. Anyway, para di natin balikan to, diretso na natin to class. Mag-multiply, mag-add tayo ng 0. Tingnan natin kung same. But I know class it is same. Okay, so sa mga nagko-confuse, add tayo ng 0. Okay, let's continue. So 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. Then add them. We have 0, 5, 4, 5, 0. Then, how many decimal? 3. 1, 2, 3. So, 0, 5.450 or simply 5.45. So, same lang class. Okay? So, let's go back here. Let's subtract the total bill sa 10% discount na nakuha niya. Okay. So mag-borrow tayo, class. Okay, so borrow to kay 5, magiging 4 siya. Ito magiging 13 because if 5 magbaborrow din, ito magiging 14, ito magiging 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 14 minus 4 is 10. Okay, then carry 1, so magiging 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. Then bring down 4. Then 2 decimal. Okay, so the total how much does he have to pay is 49.05 pesos. Okay, so let's have our conclusion. So this is the answer. Let's have our conclusion. Therefore, the total amount that Nemuel will pay is 49.05 pesos. So, ang na-discount niya is 5 pesos, 0.45. Okay. So, I hope you learn a lot in this the relationship between the fraction, the decimal, and the percent, and the conversion of them. So, make yourself familiar with those para in the near future, it will help you a lot with less computation. Just know the techniques and the shortcuts and how we are going to convert those relationships. Okay, so thank you and God bless everyone.